These are my little shrines, and I will tell you that I had always had intentions to do these. Right when I first started doing clay, I just wasn't quite sure how I was going to do them, and then they were on the radar for sure. And about 3 or 4 years ago, oh, probably 3 years ago now, I ended up acquiring this really cool gallery. I got encouraged by a friend of mine to go talk to Johnny Salas at Santissima in Albuquerque. If you've never gone to that gallery, it's a wonderful gallery, and it's in Old Town, and it's in the Poco Poco patio. But anyways, I was really nervous about going to talk to him because my friend, she's a very well-established artist, and I was very nervous about it. And so I thought, oh, well, let's just see what he says. You know, I had just dropped work off at another gallery, and I thought, let's just go see. And so I went and talked to him and showed him some work, and he was the nicest, kindest person ever. I mean, just immediately, just warm, just unlike any other gallery owner I've ever met before. He was just the coolest guy. He even shared his quesadillas with us. That's how cool he was. His mom had just gone to get quesadillas, and you want some? I was like, yeah, okay. So I'm sitting there eating quesadillas, and we're talking about work. So he saw my work, and he's like, okay, well, bring me something. I said, all right. So about a month later, he told me when the busy season was going to be for, the summertime. And this was at the beginning of May. And so at the beginning, so I came back, gave myself a month to get stuff ready for him. And I knew, and on the way back from Albuquerque, I was like going through my mind, like, well, what am I going to make? Because I don't want to really take him dishes because that would conflict with the other gallery. And I thought, well, let's do these shrines, the boxes that come with your cell phone, the little iPhone boxes, I loved that box. I knew I wanted to do something with it. I knew I wanted to do these shrines with it. And I thought, all right, I'm going to save this for another day. Well, that day came. And so I went home and I went ahead and made my pattern off of that box and put together my first shrine. And a friend of mine had loaned me some chocolate molds. And one of the molds was like a little doll, so very big, maybe 4 inches tall. And I went and I made the mold of that doll and put together my box. And we didn't have the wings, well, I call them wings, this part right here, or this part, I don't think, or maybe I had this part, I don't really remember. But it was just the box itself. And so I put 2 of them together, and they looked great. They were very sweet, and I didn't really know, because I remember standing looking around that gallery thinking, I'm going to have to keep up with the caliber of these artists. And so, and we'll see what happens. So I put it together, and it came out really great, and I took it to him, and he loved it. And before we got back on the road, took him that work and took him a bunch of other stuff, and we got back on the road, and before we could even get to Roswell, he calls me and says, hey, those 2 shrines sold, make me some more. And made some more, and for like a full summer we were going back from June until December. We were making trips to Albuquerque every 2 weeks to go and take him more shrines. And so now I do these long run of shrines so that he has a good stuff, because that's a long trip. It's a very long trip. So anyways, so that's how those came about. And so since then they've evolved, But anyways, that's how I do these. And yeah, and a lot of these are just hand sculpted. I didn't really need to make molds of these. So I don't always sculpt them all the time, but I like it. It's fun, It's, I don't know, if anybody needs their heart rebuilt, I can probably rebuild your heart. I've put these valves and arteries together so many times, so.